Hey guys, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Velian Crowler event here. It's not a gameplay video, but just want to go ahead and give the event a review. So hope you guys enjoy this. Subscribe if you're new. Jesse should be coming out tonight, along with a new box. So expect a lot of videos coming up in the next couple of days. Reason I switched over to Alexis is because I wanted to kind of talk about Crowler being at the gate. So as far as Crowler goes, which I might have still been able to do that because I was already on Crowler, but anyways, regardless, we're done. As far as this goes, this was an interesting event. So if you're a new player, normally a lot of times when they have these gate events, they don't give you like these little homework bonuses or things like that. So for example, you know, I'm done with the event, but if you play the event, are you going to show me the homework? No? All right, cool. Well, okay, looks like it's going this time. Or not. All right, whatever. Anyways, if you play the event, in all seriousness, though, this time around, they did something new. They added homework. So, of course, being able to collect these little notebooks, that's not new. Normally, these gate duelists always come with something that you have to farm in order to use to duel these guys at the gate. But this time around, they gave you those little homework bonuses, is what I'm trying to talk about. And whenever you were grinding these, it could get pretty tedious. If you didn't have a specific farm deck or things of that nature, and you didn't have a way to get more assessment points, then maybe you're walking out of this with 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, even 6,000 assessment points, which means that you're only getting 6 drops as a duel reward at the end of the duel. Now, of course, to optimize farming throughout anything, this event, any other event in the game, you want to be able to get 8,000 points every chance you get the opportunity. Now, with the homework bonuses that I can't really, show here, they give you little objectives where it says, hey, use a trap 5 times in one duel, for example, and you get an extra 2,000 assessment in the duel that you did that on. So that could take you from that 5,000, 6,000 to that 7,000, 8,000 where you get more opportunities. The one problem with that is that it was once a day, but still it's extremely generous for the game to add something like that, so I'm not going to hark on that. It's not a bad thing. I thought that that was a really welcome improvement to these types of events. It helps streamline the process. Also, this ran for like, what, a week? A little over a week, something of that nature. Helped to streamline the process, which I thought was a good bonus for this because that's not something that they've done before. When it comes to these gate duels, I'm pretty certain that's brand new, and they've been trying to find ways. One thing that Duel Links has done is they have consistently tried to find ways to improve their events, whether it be guaranteeing that after a certain number of wins you pick up one of the reward cards or things like that. Things that are relatively new have been added in the last month or so. That's one of the things that they added in the last 2 or 3 months, where it's like, hey, well, you win them, win against them 5 times, you get a copy. Because there was a time, again, not too long ago, like a couple months ago, where you could realistically duel somebody like this a number of times and never get a single copy of a card, or maybe more than 1 or 2 copies of a card. Relatively recently, last time Yugi was here, not in the Set Sail for Duelist Kingdom event, but his actual roaming duelist event. Yes, there is an event where Yugi Moto roams Duel World, randomly pops up, not at the gate, just like Bones. If you guys have been playing recently, just like Bones, which I really hate those. Those are really annoying, not being able to challenge whatever you want. They also made a change to those, by the way, where those tend to come at level 40 a lot more consistently. A lot of times they could pop in at level 30, and it's, level 30 to level 40 is a huge drop difference. So regardless, relatively around that time where Yugi was dropping, he came with Union Attack. Now, Union Attack is one of the staple farm cards in a lot of different a lot of different farm decks. So as far as that goes, a couple times Yugi came, I didn't get a single copy. I didn't get a copy until the Set Sail for Duelist Kingdom came around, where they guaranteed that you got it. So that's just kind of how things were back then, and I love that they've done that. So let's go ahead and talk about the card rewards for Crowler. Now, Crowler is interesting because along with him comes a brand new meta deck. It is the Ancient Gear Golem deck, Ancient Gear deck, just whatever. Ancient Gear monsters are a thing now. So with the inclusion of Crowler, again, his field skill, and all that stuff, we have that deck. Now, as far as that deck goes, that's a King of Games worthy deck, top tier deck. It's awesome, incredibly fun to use. It's free to play for the most part. regardless of, like, pretty much the main core of the deck is free to play, but I say for the most part because you can tech in things like a Floodgate Trap Hold or Wall of Disruption, which you may have to go in and, you know, pull several times to get multiple copies of, which, I mean, I guarantee you have to, but you get my point. Maybe you don't have the requisite gems to do that, and of course, if you're like somebody like me, you're going to have to dump a little bit of cash into it to get that going exactly how you want it to. But for the most part, MS, I'm going to try to build a fun deck around MS, but nobody's really used that unit, or that card, excuse me. Ancient Gear Engineer is okay. Aside from that, Ancient Gear Knight, it's 2100 beater. This card is solid, but doesn't really get a lot of play in Ancient Gear decks because it's a bit slow, and the same for this card. Cool cards to have. So, along with that, of course, we get the new character, so it's always a bonus when we can unlock the character. So, Crowler will be here. If you didn't get a chance to get Crowler, make sure that you pick him up. So, to kind of end this video off, I want to kind of give the event a rating out of 5. I think that it gets a solid 4 stars out of 5. I think the one issue with this is that, you know, it doesn't give any other really good rewards. One other thing that I did like about it was, of course, you get the gems and all that from going up, which is awesome, was the inclusion of EX jewels. These have only been used a couple of times. It's a relatively new thing. And of course, you want to pick up cards here if you haven't. Some of these, like Guy of the Fierce Knight, the Buster Blader card, are not easily accessible, so you want to pick them up. But I did enjoy this. I just wish that there was better cards here. This is another way that they guarantee that you can get some copies of the new event cards. But overall, I think that the event was a 4 out of 5. I don't really have any real gripes, but I feel like it could have just been better overall. Because it kind of, the one problem with gate duels is that it becomes really monotonous trying to run farm decks and stuff like that against the gate duels to guarantee 8,000 points over and over and over and over and over. But again, you do get those EX jewels, so you kind of pick your poison with that. But anyways, I'm having a lot of fun with Ancient Gears. I hope that you guys are too. This event will not be here tomorrow, so make sure that you finish up grinding on the event. So quick little video on this. I'm going to start doing this as like a new series on the channel, post every event. If you guys have any constructive criticisms, let me know in the comments. Try to improve that for you guys. But have an awesome day. Thank you guys for the continued support, and we'll be back tomorrow with probably a Jesse farm deck. So take it easy, guys.